this darkness!
Come out of him, I command you!
They abandoned him to live among the dead. They thought he was too broken to save. But I crossed the sea for one reason. A single soul crying for freedom. This is his story, and mine. We reached the shore of the Gerasenes, a place where cliffs rose like dark guardians over a land haunted by whispers and grief. The sand was cold, the air heavy, as if the land itself held its breath. I stepped onto the shore before the others. They hesitated, because peace after chaos always feels too quiet. There, among the tombs carved into the mountainside, a cry ripped through the silence, a sound of agony, madness, and a longing for rescue. A man stumbled into the open. His feet were bloody from running over sharp stones, his body covered in scars from battles no one could see. Broken shackles clanged against one another, metal against bone, reminding anyone who heard them that chains had tried and failed to hold him. The living had abandoned him to dwell with the dead. To them, he was lost. To them, he was a monster. But I saw more. His hair was tangled, wild like the storm we had just survived. His eyes, those eyes told a story of a man still inside, buried beneath the voices that tormented him. He saw me, and the forces inside him recognized me instantly. He ran toward me, not out of rage, but because even in darkness, the soul longs for its savior. Dust rose at his feet. The disciples stepped behind me, their fear returning like the tide. He collapsed, a broken soldier in a war for his own heart, right at my feet. His mouth opened, but the words that came out belonged to many. As he knelt at my feet, his body trembled, not from cold, but from the war raging inside him. When he finally spoke, his voice was layered. One man's throat, but many spirits fighting to speak first. "What do you want with us, Jesus, Son of the Most High God?" They called me by the name only heaven and hell fully know. The disciples behind me were frozen in fear. This was a darkness they had never seen. A darkness that used a man as a cage. The spirits continued, voice cracking under the weight of their terror. "Do not torment us!" Fear. Even the darkest forces feel fear in my presence. But my eyes remained fixed on the man himself. I did not see a monster. I saw a soul suffocating under chains that flesh cannot forge. With calm authority, I commanded what they could not disobey. "Come out of this man!" At that moment, the battle inside him erupted. His hands gripped the ground, dust rising with every strain. His body fought against itself, his soul pushing one way, demons pulling the other. They screamed again, this time with desperation. "My name is Legion, for we are many!" A legion. Thousands. Like soldiers of darkness packed into a single human heart. Their cruelty had been relentless. They robbed him of his voice. They shattered his dignity. They drove him away from every warm place and forced him to make his home among the dead. But there, kneeling before me, they could do nothing but plead. The time of torment had ended. Still, they tried to negotiate. "Swear to God, you will not send us into the abyss." They begged for any fate but the judgment they feared. Not far away, a herd of pigs grazed lazily on the hillside. The demons saw an escape, a new place to hide. "Send us into the pigs! Let us enter them!" They asked for mercy, but they had shown the man none. Yet my purpose was his freedom. So I gave one simple permission, and in that instant, the storm inside him broke. Silence fell upon his soul. He exhaled as though breathing for the first time in years. The demons fled, and the peace that replaced them was deep enough to quiet every tormenting voice. The man was free. The moment the spirits left him, the man's body fell still, as if peace itself had taken him by the hand. But the peace in him was met with panic in another place. In the distance, the herd of pigs that grazed calmly just moments before suddenly erupted into chaos. Squeals filled the air, not the sound of animals, but of the spirits that had tormented him for years. The whole herd tore across the hillside in frenzy, like fear turned into motion. They did not stop. They did not turn. Together, hundreds of them, they plunged off the cliff and into the sea below. The waters that once threatened my disciples now swallowed a different kind of storm. Those watching from afar had never seen such terror. Those who cared for the herd stood frozen, their livelihood vanishing beneath the waves. And yet, the cost of one man's freedom was worth more than all the animals in the world. I looked back at the man beside me. He slowly raised his head, eyes no longer wild with torment, but wide with wonder, as though he was waking from a nightmare he never chose to dream. He touched his own face, almost surprised that it was real, that he was real. For the first time in so long, he remembered who he was. His voice cracked as he formed the first words that were truly his. I am free. And I simply answered in my heart, yes, you are. But freedom does not always feel familiar, and the quiet after suffering can be louder than screams. He looked into my eyes, seeking assurance, seeking a new beginning. I knew his new beginning had already arrived. It did not take long for word to spread. Those who tended the pigs ran into the village, terror etched into every breath. Soon a crowd gathered, moving toward me with a mixture of anger, confusion, and fear. They did not come to celebrate a miracle. They came to confront what they could not explain. When they reached us, their eyes searched the scene, and what they found stole the words from their mouths. There he sat, the man they once chained and hid among the tombs, the man who had terrified them for years, the one they believed was lost forever, now clothed, calm, sitting at my side like a brother restored. Their minds wrestled between what they knew and what they saw. They had learned to live with fear, but mercy was a stranger to them. They could not understand the power that restored him. They feared the one who set him free. One by one, their demands rose like a wall between us. Leave us, please, just go. They watched pigs drown, but did not see a soul saved. They counted the loss of animals, but did not count the gain of a life. Fear blinded them to the miracle standing right before them. And though I came to bring life, they tried to send life away. The man, still overwhelmed by the quiet inside him, clutched my robe. His voice, finally his own, trembled as he spoke. Lord, let me come with you. He feared being left behind in a place that once rejected him. He thought his freedom depended on being near me physically. But I had a greater purpose for him, one only he could fulfill. So with gentleness, I knelt beside him and spoke the calling that would transform him forever. Go home. Tell them how much the Lord has done for you, how he has shown you mercy. His eyes widened, not in fear, but in realization. His story had become his mission. The man rose to his feet with a steadiness he had not felt in years. His past clung to him like dust, but hope now pulled him forward. The villagers watched as he looked upon the tombs where he once wandered in agony. Now he saw them through the eyes of a man reborn. He took a deep breath, his first breath as a free son of God, and turned toward the road home. There were families in those villages who had once whispered his name in fear, children who ran from the sight of him, friends who had given up praying for his return. But now he carried a story too powerful to ignore. Darkness had not won. Chains had not held. Evil had not conquered. He had been restored by the mercy of God. Every step he took was a testimony. Every person who saw him would witness the impossible. He would become a living proclamation of my love and authority. And all who heard him would marvel. As he walked away to begin the mission I placed in him, I remained on the shore for a moment longer. The disciples looked to me, still absorbing what they had seen. There had been a storm upon the waters. There had been a storm within a man. Both had bowed to the same voice. I turned to my disciples and spoke quietly, so only they could hear. No place is too dark for the light I bring. No soul is too lost for me to restore. Then once again we stepped into the boat, for there were other shores waiting, other hearts crying for rescue. My work was not finished. I left that shore not because I was unwelcome, but because one man, once broken by darkness, now carried my light where fear tried to hide it. Listen closely. No one is too bound. No heart is too shattered. No soul is too lost. Chains break when I arrive. Storms obey when I speak. Demons flee when I stand. And every story, even yours, can become a testimony of mercy. I am still the one who sets the captives free. If this story touched your heart, tap the like button as a step of faith and receive peace where you need it most today. Then, tell me in the comments, what is the one thing you are hoping for right now? I see every prayer, and your breakthrough will come.